quick. Compound interest, compound fracture, compound sentence. One of these can help you become filthy rich, and another can guarantee you'll be a slave to debt and broke. Can you guess which is which? Surprise! The answer is both. Compound interest. But, I know, it doesn't seem to make sense, does it? How can compound interest be your fast pass to riches and also be your ticket to homelessness? I love a good riddle, so let's unpack this. Compound plus interest. What does this mean? Well, think of interest as what you get paid as an investor for owning an investment. For example, as an investor, you might get paid the following on these investments. With the bond, if you buy the bond, you'll get paid income, which is called, do you remember? Interest. With real estate, you'll get rental income. If you own stock, you'll get paid dividends. Again, you're getting income because you own the investment. But what could you do with this income that you get? Well, you could just leave it as cash, good old cashola. But what else could you do with it? Yeah, absolutely. You could spend it. That's always an option. I mean, it's your money, so you could buy whatever you wanted. And this is where things get interesting. What? Really? Now? You got an easy job. All you have to do is hit record. I'm up here doing hard work and you want to criticize me? All right, whatever. Wait, you're not recording this, are you? All right, anyway, let's get back to business. What could you buy with the money you're getting paid as an investor? New shoes? Upgrade your computer? Remodel the bathroom? Trip to Paris? Yes, 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 and yes. But are we forgetting anything? Couldn't you also buy more of the investment that is paying you the income? So what might that look like? Well, it might look a lot like this. And this is where you get compounding. You're taking the cash you get from your investment and buying more of the investment. This means that the next time you get paid, you get money from the original amount you put in, plus a little bit extra from the extra interest that you earned. So you start with $1,000. That first year you have 8% interest, so you get $80, and that turns into $1,080. But this is the magic of compound interest, is that you then start with $1,080, you still get the 8% return, and it's this amount here, that extra amount that your interest earned on top of the interest. And you see it here as well. It's where your interest makes interest. But let me say this another way. Do you remember the story of Johnny Appleseed? I really hope not, because I'm going to make up a lot of stuff about him and his work. So just stick with me here for a second. So Johnny Appleseed was a poor boy. He had no money, but he had a dream. He wanted to be the Apple magnate of his time. He got his start washing cars. He could barely make enough money to survive, but he was able to save a nickel after many months. He took this nickel to Whole Foods so he could buy his first apple. Whole Foods folks, of course, laughed him out of the door. Then he saved for another 4 years until he had amassed $10.25, and he returned to Whole Foods and was barely able to purchase a single apple with his savings. But anyway, so he cut open the apple, took out the seeds, and planted them. 20 years later, his little seeds turned into 4 apple trees. After the first harvest, he cut open the apples, removed the seeds, and planted those. He did this year after year, planting the seeds from his harvest to increase his farm. His farm grew from that first seed to thousands of apple trees, because after each year's harvest, he took some of those seeds and reinvested them to expand his apple empire. Each planted seed grew into a tree which produced thousands of apples and even more seeds he could plant. This is compound interest. It's taking your income and using it to build and buy and expand your investment so the next harvest produces even more. So you see how your investment can grow? It gets to the point where this farm you've cultivated kind of takes on a life of its own, and it grows and it grows and it grows. Okay, so that's the good compound interest, but it has an evil side, few people realize. It works the same, but instead of growing your investment, it grows your debt. Imagine you owe $10,000 in credit cards. The nice credit card company understands that life can be tough sometimes. So instead of making you pay off the balance in just 1 month, they let you pay just a fraction of the balance. Well, isn't that swell? Oh, but they're not a charity, so they'll also charge you a bit of interest on the balance you haven't paid off. And that interest they charge you, that goes right back on the card. And the next month, they charge you interest not just on the original $10,000 you racked up, but the $10,000 plus the extra interest they charge you. It's compound interest, but this time, instead of increasing your investment, it's increasing your debt. It grows and grows and grows until you're so far in debt that just the interest they're charging you is more than your paycheck. So think about that for a second. Because of compounding interest on debt you owe, every day you get up and go to work, you're actually getting poorer. I mean, that's horrible. So here's the takeaway. Compounding is powerful. It's what creates exponential growth. So instead of a slow and steady growth like this, compounding allows your assets to grow like this. Compound interest can work for you, creating wealth while you sleep or you're on vacation, or it can work against you, digging you further and further into debt. The only difference between these two drastic outcomes, are you the one lending or the one borrowing? So instead of buying debts, where you're the one paying interest each month, buy assets such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. That way you can harness the power of compound interest for your benefit.